So Ovidio Guzman Lopez, son of El Chapo, has been extradited to the United States and is about to go into a court hearing in Chicago, Illinois, facing conspiracy to traffic drugs. So yeah, big story in Mexico, big story in the United States. I'm going to break down some of this and fill you in really what's happening there. Anyone who likes my stuff, wants to support, subscribe here, Ioan Grillo TV. Check out my Substack, crashoutmedia.com, link below. And if you want to do a paid subscription, you're a true star supporting this. But anyway, get to this story. So Ovidio Guzman, as many of you will know, is one of the various sons and children of the major drug trafficker El Chapo Joaquin Guzman Loera. Four of his sons in particular are known as the Chapitos, the little Chapos, and they basically took over his drug trafficking empire when he was extradited and later convicted in the United States. Of them, Ovidio, known as El Raton, or the Mouse, is one of them. Now, he's not meant to be the most senior player. He's meant to be a character in them. His brothers Jesus, Alfredo, Iván Archibaldo are meant to be the big tougher ones leading this faction of the cartel. But he's meant to be a significant player among them, and he's particularly famous because in 2019 there was an attempt to arrest him by the Mexican military and federal police, and they went in there. The hitmen, the gunmen of the Sinaloa cartel came out and fought the army, and there was meant to be about 700 to 800 cartel gunmen against 350 soldiers. Eventually the Mexican government surrendered and gave Ovidio Guzman back out of custody. So that's when he really got famous. There's a song, if anyone wants to hear a ballad, a narco corrido about that, there's a song, So El Raton, a very, very large song about that incident. He got really famous, and this was considered a very big black mark on the Mexican president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador. And then this January 2023, there was a new attempt to get Ovidio Guzman, this time with 3,500 soldiers. They say it was a spontaneous thing finding him, but I think it's very, very clear that really it was a very planned operation. They took him. He was taken to Mexico City. There was another uprising by the government. They even fired in a passenger plane, but they managed to get him out pretty fast. And then there's been an extradition battle over the last 7 months, 8 months over that. And finally on Friday, September the 15th, which is the eve of Mexican independence, Mexican Independence Day celebrated on the night of the 15th, and then was the time that he was extradited. Very much the Mexican government allowing the Americans to speak about this. So he was extradited, flown to Chicago, and is about to go into a hearing in court. Now, he's in Chicago. There's been various indictments against Ovidio Guzman and against his brothers and other Chapitos in various parts of the United States, including Chicago, including New York, including DC, and even in San Diego. And they have different charges. Now, they're very famous with a lot of the public coverage and concern about fentanyl deaths, which are genuinely very, very big concern. There's a lot of concern about that, and so those are the charges against him which have grabbed most media attention. But the charges of fentanyl are actually out of the Southern District of New York. In Chicago, it's charges of trafficking marijuana, heroin, crystal meth, and cocaine, as well as some other charges they put on him there in Chicago. It's a bit unclear exactly how the New York charges, the DC charges, San Diego charges will affect it. I mean, he is charged in various places, but right now he's in a court in Chicago probably arraigned first for those charges. We'll see how other things come in. How will this play out? Now, there is, people are asking, will he be in prison with his father? El Chapo is in the Supermax, which is the most high security prison in the entire United States, in Colorado, in the desert, where people are basically kept in solitary confinement, very, very hard conditions. He could be potentially sent there, but he could also make some kind of agreement and avoid getting sent there. He doesn't look in a great state from what we know about him. He is, when he was first arrested in Mexico, he said he needed medicine for some kind of stomach condition, also needed medicine for anxiety. Some people say we don't care so much about his anxiety when his gunmen have been killing a lot of people. But that's just maybe the kind of state of mind, and he's not in a great place right now, which could make it more likely for him to go for some kind of plea agreement, some kind of deal which would avoid him getting sent to isolation. And he's only 33 years old, so he's got more to play for in making a deal. Could he be asked to testify against his brothers? Could he be asked to give information about them? I mean, the prosecutors do ask those kind of things. I don't know, what he will do. But these kind of things are on the table. This won't happen right away, but these will be the things being discussed right now. Or will he go and face trial and have a trial like his father El Chapo did? Just a bit of other news. While he was being extradited, and also there's some people have this kind of bit of a thing saying, it's not really him, it's somebody else. They should do DNA tests. There was a claim made by his defense lawyer in Mexico that it wasn't really him. I think it was probably a delaying tactic, and I think the United States prosecution would really want to be sure it was him before they did all this. I think it's pretty unlikely it's not him. That would be a real, make the US prosecution services and the whole security services look pretty bad if they had the wrong guy. But I think it is likely the right guy. And then some other news, El Chapo's wife, current wife, Emma Coronel, on Wednesday, so 2 days before the extradition, was released. She got 3-year sentence. She served less than 3 years for helping the Sinaloa cartel, including helping El Chapo escape. She was out on Wednesday. On Saturday, she was in the Farreon club in Los Angeles, which is a very well-known club. I've been there to film for a documentary. Very well-known club for corridos and banda and that kind of thing. So she's gone already out. So it was pointing to some coincidence there. How come she comes out when Ovidio goes in? I think likely, these just both happened. Maybe not some big deal there, but certainly creating a lot of news there. But this is just players or Ovidio going over. The big picture is that the fentanyl is still being trafficked, still very, very high amounts of overdose deaths, still a lot of violence in Mexico, and this carries on. So, thank you much. Be here again soon with these updates on this and other stories from the world of organised crime and drugs. And again, if you like my stuff, subscribe here. Also, please check out me at Crash Out Media, my newsletter, www.crashoutmedia.com. Link below. Subscribe for free to get the stories, or if you like my work and you already got the love for this, then paid subscription is super appreciated. All best and peace out there.